Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to welcome you to our Ace Boomers Spring Boot Camp. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what this boot camp entails and take you through our tracker. And that's going to be your guidebook pretty much for these next 6 weeks. All right, so this is what your tracker looks like. Like I said, this is going to be kind of your guidebook for the next 6 weeks. So the first thing I want you to do is sometime this week, we're going to start this boot camp on Monday, March 15th. So sometime this week, I want you to think about 3 goals that you have for yourself for these next 6 weeks and fill out this spring goals sheet. So I want you to think about your goals as being less about a scale, less about a number, and more about kind of that feeling or things that you want to accomplish within 6 weeks. And that's not a super long amount of time. So you might have some other fitness goals and nutrition goals for yourself that aren't as realistic to accomplish in 6 weeks. But thinking about your overall fitness and nutrition goals, what are some realistic goals that you can set for yourself and only 3 of them that you want to accomplish within these next 6 weeks. So some goals like that, for example, might be that, I want to make sure that I'm joining our Zoom groups, twice a week or for workouts, or I'm, checking in with the other people in this boot camp and checking in on the BOD app, 5 times a week to make sure that means that's going to help me stay accountable by posting my workouts in there. So stuff like that. Those are kind of some examples on how. So after you go through the packet, make sure that you take some time. Don't just do it on, last minute, but take some time to think about some goals for yourself for these next 6 weeks. So how this tracker and how this boot camp is going to work. So every day you're going to take this tracker around with you, and every day you're going to fill it out. And you're going to monitor how you're doing on these 6 daily habits. So we're just going to take you through what all 6 of those habits are. The first one is nutrition. So for most of you, you're doing 2B Mindset. So this is if you followed the 2B Mindset nutritional program. Every day that you do that, you check off the nutrition box. If you're following a different nutrition program, then as long, any day that you're following that nutrition program, check that box. If you have questions about nutrition programs, let me know and we'll make sure to get you started on something come Monday morning. The next one is your daily workout. So every day that you get in your workout, you're going to check off this workout box. Most of you have already talked about which workouts we're doing, but some workouts some of our programs that I recommend that you start off with. A really popular one right now in this group is Size. That's a dancing one. 21 Day Fix is a great one to start off if you want to do some strength training. Same with MBF or Morning Meltdown 100s are great beginner programs, and people have great results with those as well. The next section is your Beachbody Nutritional. So this is for every day you drink Energize and Recover or your Shakeology. Anytime that you drink that throughout the day, give yourself a check for that box. The next box we have are your veggies. So anytime that you eat 2 cups of veggies, check that box. If you are on our Beachbody's Power Greens Boost, that counts for 1 cup of veggies. So that doesn't count for both of them. So you'd still need 1 additional cup of veggies on top of that Power Greens Boost. So 2 cups of veggies, 1 check mark. The next box is 10 minutes of self-care. So this is where every day you're scheduling time for 10 minutes that you're doing something for you. My recommendation for this time is doing either some personal development, whether that's reading a personal development book or listening to a podcast, meditation, stretching, journaling. We have some other bonus materials here that filling those out would count for your 10 minutes of self-care. So those are examples of self-care. If you're having trouble kind of thinking of what you want to do for yourself for those 10 minutes, we can talk about it. I'd like you to have a goal for yourself on what you want to do for those self-care minutes for the 6 weeks, so that every day you're not kind of like, well, I guess this could count for self-care. So kind of have an idea of what you want to do for your self-care for those 10 minutes each day. And that way you can start building that consistency. And the last daily habit is water. So drinking half your body weight in ounces of water a day is what the daily recommendation of water intake is. So starting Monday, you might be going to the bathroom frequently, but this is one of the hardest ones for me personally, just making sure we're getting all of the water that we need. So Yes, calculate how much you weigh, calculate what that is in ounces. So it's half your body weight in ounces of water a day. So here's what the tracker actually looks like. So, day one on Monday, I follow my 2B mindset nutrition program. I give myself a check. I did 21 day fix day one, give myself a check for that daily workout. I drank my Shakeology, give my a check there for that. 2 cups of veggies, had a salad at lunch, and then also had, another cup of veggies for dinner. There's a check for that. I meditated for 10 minutes in the morning. So there's 10 minutes, then there's a check mark for that, and drank half of my body weight in ounces of water. So then that's how you would receive all of the check marks for that day. Okay. At the end of each week on Sundays, you'll send a picture of this if you're comfortable to me so that I can keep following you and seeing how you're doing with all of your goals. And also that's a way that you can start accumulating points. So by the end of the 6 weeks, the winner will be whoever has the most points from these trackers. So here's what 3 and 4 looks like, and here's what 5 and 6 look like. So my recommendation is sometime this week, print out this entire packet so that you have this with you and so that you can physically check those boxes every time that you hit those goals. And this is just going through our bonus materials. So one thing I mentioned earlier was about these daily Zoom workouts. If you are having trouble staying accountable, this is a great way to kind of help with that accountability. Every morning at 5:45 a.m., Monday through Friday, and then 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday, we have a group of ladies that work out via Zoom. So everyone just kind of says hello, does their workout. Everyone tells each other great job. Just a way to make sure that you're showing up, getting that encouragement. That's an awesome way. I'm on there a lot at 7 a.m.s. My business partner, Lisa, is on there every morning at 5:45. So that's a great option if you're looking for kind of that structure and some more accountability. These are some items that you can use for your self-care if you're kind of having trouble thinking about what you want to do for self-care. So you can either print this out and then journal right next to it, or you can print a bunch of these out for your daily overview. This kind of just helps structure your days out, what your workouts are going to look like, your goals for the day, your meals, kind of how you're feeling, checking in with yourself. And then one thing I like to include too, as we're going through this process, is making sure that you're checking in with somebody else. It's really easy to get kind of self-consumed when you're starting to go through this process. And, check in with one of your teammates, check in with one of, the other people in this boot camp, check in with a loved one. So one person you want to reach out to just to help that flow going a little bit more. That's kind of that daily overview. And this is a weekly overview. So on Sundays, I like to decompress and kind of go through my week and think about, okay, these are things that I did great. These are things that I kind of struggled with. This is what, I want to turn over this new leaf come Monday. So this is just like a nice way to kind of have that weekly overview on what's going on. Here's our weekly meal plan. So, every weekend I sit down with my husband, we kind of talk about meals for the week. Okay, Sunday we're eating this, Saturday we're eating this, or, what day do you work late? And as we go through, that's what helps make our grocery list. So this is a good tool to use if you're having trouble, if you're, kind of thinking about meals ahead of time. So that if you can literally write out what you're doing for your meals each day. So then when you go to the grocery store, you have a plan for the week. And so you're not starving in that moment and being like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to order this. So this has been really helpful for us. If you want more information on how to kind of use that with your family, happy to talk that through. And then this is the same idea for your weekly workouts. So, maybe you are also wanting to do some running, or maybe you also want to do, play golf or do some other things for workouts. So maybe you're not doing Beachbody every single day. So this is a good way to kind of plan it out to make sure that you're still getting your daily workouts in. And so it's not a last minute thing like, oh, I should have done that, So anytime that you're kind of planning out in general, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to follow through and know exactly what you need to do. So there's a lot of information, but I'm really excited to get everyone started off on Monday. If you have any additional questions, I'm happy to talk it through anytime this week. So the main thing is, looking through that packet, making sure you have an idea of what you're doing on Monday, starting to go through the Beachbody programs and starting to pick out which fitness program you want to do. And, do a couple sample workouts this week, or and if you don't actually physically do them, play through a few of them and see which ones you want to start, which ones you're excited about. If you go through a couple of the ones I recommended and you're not liking any of them, we have so many different programs. I'm happy to recommend any other ones to you, depending on what your goals are and what you're looking for, what your equipment's like. So use this week kind of as a prep week to make sure you understand what's going on, what's happening. So come Monday, you already know exactly your plan and what you're going to be doing. So have fun with it. I'm super excited and honored to be your coach throughout this entire process. And if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to ask.